Hello folks, and I have a bit of an apology because there's going to be a change to your regular scheduled programming just for this week. Hi-Fi news, etc. will appear next week as per usual, but in this particular video, I'm going to do, well, I did last week, I did a kind of news feature, extended news feature on MQA, and I'm going to do that again, but it's going to be that much larger, and I ain't got the space or the time to do a Hi-Fi news all-encompassing video. So I'm going to focus on this one product, and it's a little bit niche for some, I do know that, but some of you do have Degritter ultrasonic vinyl cleaners. Some of you follow the company, some are just interested in possibly purchasing an ultrasonic vinyl cleaner. Some of you I know are just generally interested in cleaning vinyl records per se, and all of that. So hopefully this video will appeal to most of you. Anyway, if not, again, apologies, Hi-Fi news, etc. will follow as per usual next week. And in addition, one thing I didn't add, as I see Degritter leading the field in vinyl cleaning right now, I just wanted to report on this particular news item and dive into it a little bit more. Now, I'll say now that I do not right now have a review sample. I have put in a request. I haven't seen one of these products in the flesh, and Degritter itself has not reached out to me in any way. I actually stumbled upon this news item. I think somebody mentioned it on Facebook, actually. That said, as I have extensive testing time with the Degritter Mark 1 and Mark 2, I thought it would be fun to take a quick look at this new and rather imposing product, which has the slightly odd name of the Fonoteek. In fact, Degritter isn't even calling this an ultrasonic vinyl cleaner, but a cleaning station, it says. It kind of befits the size of this thing. Now, there's not a great deal of information out there, and some questions are left unanswered for now, but I'll go through what I can. The core of the new ultrasonic vinyl cleaner from Degritter, the Fonoteek, the core of this product appears to be the Degritter Mark II and the technology within that machine. But there are changes here that I think are the result of customer feedback. Now, one of the recurring criticisms of the Degritter family of ultrasonic cleaners is that you cannot clean vinyl records serially. Now, I talked about this, oddly enough, in a recent hint and tip. That is, you cannot clean multiple records one after another with no break in between. Why is this? Well, it's the basic ultrasonic process, the cavitation process to be exact. That process increases the temperature of the water itself to an extent that the Degritter will eventually complain and pause while it enters a sort of cooling cycle to prevent internal damage, which slows the entire cleaning process. Now, this is not the fault of the Degritter. That's what happens if you start agitating water to produce those cavitation microbubbles, and that's your cleaning action, of course. This is, as I've said before, this is how you boil a kettle, by agitating the water. Now, actually, at the instigation of Degritter, the company, I did run several temperature tests, and I worked with Degritter just for a very brief time with these temperature tests, just to see for myself and to report to the company how quickly the temperature bills during serial cleaning. I supplied them with actual temperature figures and timings and so on. I think they just wanted to back up some of their own field research, as it were. And going off on a slight tangent, this is why I do not like seeing temperature knobs on DIY ultrasonic cleaners based on those cheap ultrasonic baths. Kind of reveals a lack of understanding by those companies who often point to these things as a feature, a positive feature. They're not a positive feature at all, at least not for vinyl cleaning. Nevertheless, Degritter has had to field umpteen complaints about cleaning and overheating. So what they've done is they've included a large, which is their word, water cooling system. This is built into the Fonoteek. And that system and I quote, allows you to run long ultrasonic cleaning cycles while keeping the water temperature cool and safe, unquote. That one feature is both welcome and rather startling. Startling in how they have reacted to customer feedback and how they've tried to tackle an inherent issue within the core technology. Next, well, way back when I reviewed the Kermes ultrasonic cleaning machine back in 2019, I think it was, I was advocating back then for a final rinse after the final ultrasonic clean was completed. This was something Kermes failed to acknowledge or even support at the time, by the way. However, that's a by the by. I could hear a definite sonic improvement after I did my own final rinse. Well, Degritter is firmly behind that concept with the Fonoteek because this machine includes 2 separate baths, both with a 3-litre capacity. The first bath is used for cleaning, the second for that rinse. And yes, you can use a 2-bath system with a standard degritter, but you've got to take the cleaning bath out of the degritter. You put the rinse bath into the degritter. Once that's done, you take the rinse back. You know, it's a bit of a thing. It's a bit of a thing. The Fonoteek, it's so much simpler and rather more straightforward. The company, in addition, is also bringing in 3 carbon filters, large activated carbon filters, says the company, to keep the water as clean as possible and to keep that rinse tank pure, as it were. Oh, and it looks like you can set up custom cleaning routines. Now, I'm a little bit out of touch with the latest software. If I have missed a latest software, I don't think you can do custom cleaning routines on the latest Degritter. Are there any Degritter users out there who can tell me otherwise? I think this is a new feature, but maybe you can tell me if I'm wrong. Now, the drying process appears to be the same, although there may be enhancements there when we see the final product. How can I put this? The only contentious addition to the Fonoteek is the addition of 2 microfiber rollers that have been installed to remove larger pieces of surface dirt. Now, these rollers, just by the imagery here, look to be the same as those used in the AudioDesk ultrasonic cleaner. Apparently, they contact the record to clean, and then they physically move away from the record when not in use. So they're going to be part of the cleaning cycle, or a cleaning cycle. Degritter says that these rollers are easily cleaned and are replaceable. Now, I'm not too sure about these rollers, I've got to say. Firstly, well, it adds an extra consumable cost to the Degritter, because now you have an, well, admittedly occasional, every now and again, new bill to pay for a new set of rollers. I'm also guessing that the rollers will add an extra stage to the cleaning cycle, and that will add more time to that cycle. There's also more maintenance for you to check and possibly clean those rollers. But more than that, if I have a terribly mucky record that features visible dirt that I want to clean, maybe something from a house clearance or a car boot sale, for example, do I really want that record anywhere near my Degritter in the first place? The Degritter bath is surely going to be quickly filled with all of that rubbish after just one cycle from such a mucky record. The rollers will probably also need an instant clean. The filters will probably be bunged up. Wouldn't it be better then, in these possibly rare occasions, to run such a mucky record through a nasty disco anti-stat first? And on a disco anti-stat, you've got those tough, quite abrasive goat hair brushes, haven't you? And they can really dig out the nasty stuff. Then, when the record is clean-ish, then you go to the Degritter. Doesn't that save all the roller hassle, therefore? Now, of course, I can understand Degritter's point of view here. They're here to provide you with a one-stop shop, a service that is going to provide everything. They're not going to go recommending a disco anti-stat or any competing product to bring into the cleaning cycle, are they? I can understand that. They're not going to recommend that you buy a disco anti-stat. They want to keep you as a customer all to themselves. Again, all perfectly understandable. Even so, I just have this feeling I might be including a disco anti-stat if I bought a Fonoteek. Also, in addition, I wonder, can you disable the whole roller thing in software? I hope so. Now, apart from that, the Fonoteek looks like a Degritter Mark II on steroids, a true Rolls-Royce of an ultrasonic cleaner. This new machine looks, at first glance anyway, as a complete engineering response to customer feedback. And for that, I completely applaud Degritter as a company. And I wish more hi-fi companies out there would do the same. Now, if and when I do get a Fonoteek, I'll let you know, of course. And that's it, folks. Thank you very much for staying to the end of this extended news report. I hope it didn't put you out too much. Hi-Fi News, etc. I'll be back again next week, I assure you. And I'll be back again on a Friday to do that very thing. Once again, thank you very much for all of your support. Much appreciated. And I'll see you, hopefully, on Friday. Hope to have your company. Until then, bye-bye for now.